Hello, and welcome back to my beginner series. I'm your host, Sinskillet, and today we've got some more things cracking. We're going to get interior decorating, we're going to start enchanting some things, and we're going to keep on going. But I've realized something. We have a problem. Down in the village, and let's see if I can get a view of them down here, I've noticed that there are some pillagers somewhere in this area. Oh, terrible, terrible pillagers. Here to terrorize my village. I'm not sure. Maybe they all fell in the hole. I don't know. Hopefully they did, so we don't have to deal with them. But I realized I haven't seen Mr. Fisher, our friend from the last episode, here in a couple of days. Or maybe it's. There we go. There we go. Those seedy little eyes down in that hole. Oh, and we have to get rid of them. But Mr. Fisher's disappeared. I think they have something to do with it. Oh no, guy, are you doing okay? Are you doing okay? Oh no. Thing to note about these iron golems is their texture gets rougher the more damage that they've taken. One of their main features is actually to defend the villagers, and in doing so, they are actually actively fighting hostile mobs. And because of that, it is very possible for them to get hurt and take real damage. Eventually, if they take too much damage, they will die. Die forever. Alright, the one over there is pretty rough. You're not looking so great yourself, guy. If we chose to heal them up, we actually can. We can utilize our iron ingots. If you right-click one with an iron ingot, it'll heal them up nice and good. So, can do that. But, anyway, we are currently sitting with no chest plate, no pants, just some leather boots. We're all kinds of horrible shape right now. So the obvious thing to do is to go back up to the house. And we're going to start work on our enchanting room. And once we have that up and running just a little bit here, we will be able to then start making some better tools, weapons, things like that. But first, we're going to need some bookshelves. Yes, it's loud. Let's back away. Oh no, they're so loud. So let's see. Let's come in. Let's change our audio settings because this is going to be horrendous. Oh, let's see. Options, music and sounds. Hostile, friendly creatures, all the way down. Let's actually go ahead and turn off our music too. All right. Now, when we get close to him again, much quieter. If I did not turn this down, this next part, well, it would be brutal. All right. I love you, cows. You've come so far. I don't know how many are in here. I know it's over 100 though. And hi guys. Thank you. Does anyone want to volunteer to help us out? You there? Oh, you as well? Oh, a whole bunch of you, huh? Oh, you're all starting to look up. Excellent. Well, it's a great thing that you guys have decided this because I need some leather. Oh, maybe I should turn the sound back on just for this. Unfortunately, they're getting a little roughed up. All we've got right now is this steel sword. It doesn't have any enchantments, so it actually takes a couple of hits to get what we need, which is voluntary cal contributions. Alright. Well, I'm going to keep hacking these guys up while I collect myself up a little bit more of this leather. That might actually already be enough. I can't remember how many books I actually need, but this is actually getting pretty crowded and ridiculous at the moment, so I'm going to go ahead and continue calling this, and I'll meet you back up there in what's going to be our crafting room here in just a bit. All right, the cows have finished contributing. They were very happy to know that we definitely care about them and the amount of space that they have, and that we wanted to make sure that they had their elbow room. So we've actually got ourselves a whole bunch of leather here. We definitely got one stack, almost two full stacks of leather. Then we got ourselves a bunch of raw beef, which will be a great food source. We'll get that cooking up here in a little bit. But the reason we needed this leather was so that we could make bookshelves. And I've got the other ingredients hidden here below the house. The rest of what we need is actually in this little room here. I've gone ahead since our last video and started moving some things over from our storage downstairs. As you can see, I've kind of got it organized by what it is. Um, so we're doing pretty okay there. Now, just because I have so much of it and I don't like the way it mixes in with all of this other stuff, we're going to go ahead and use some jungle as our utility wood of choice. And down below the house, actually, is where we are storing. Let's see, is it here? Yes. A lot of what we need for today. Now, we've already got some books that we got in the first episode. We're going to need the sugar cane as well. I did round up just a little bit of leather while I was off and fishing. It's another source of leather. It's nowhere near as fast as the cows, but it's good. But today, we're going to start getting kitted up and making some of our good long-term tools. Now, while I was fishing, I came across a few things. Unbreaking 3. This is fantastic. It means our tool will last a lot longer when we start using it. And then we got this one with Fortune 2 on it. A pick can't have fire aspect, so that's going to be an irrelevant detail on this book. We can still put it on the pick, it just won't carry over. But the most exciting thing that I ended up wrangling up was this. Okay, so it's got cursive binding on it, which is a thing that on armor pieces makes it so that you cannot take them off once they're put on. Our gold pants that we had previously actually had this on there. So the only way to take them off was to die, or to have them break, both of which happened ironically at the same time to us. Um, but mending, on the other hand, this is what we got on the fishing pole, like we had talked about previously, and it has allowed us to keep fishing and fishing and fishing. All right, now to go along with that, I've actually got some other goodies prepared for us. Let's see, we'll set that one aside special. I actually just picked this up before I started recording the video for the intro, and it's going to allow us to make a second something that we're going to keep forever. Today we're also going to utilize some of these bows. I've been fishing these up. They're just random junk bows that come up, but we can combine several of them to make ourselves a pretty awesome bow so that we have a good weapon to take with us down into the caves and the mines. But anyway, to get started here, we're going to make up a whole bunch of paper. Once we have that paper, we can utilize it to make ourselves some books. Now, once we have books, we can come in, we can make ourselves a whole bunch of planks to make bookshelves. All right, so I've got enough right there for 9 of them right now. So let's come in, make ourselves some more paper, which will give us some more books. And then let's see, back on page 1, there we go. More bookshelves, gonna need to make a few more planks here. All right, and my goal is to have 15 total books. Okay, good. So we got one more. Before we get all disorganized and all over the place, I'm actually going to go put away my sugar cane in, yes, this row. This row of my storage system I've decided is going to be my crafting row. So craftable materials like the bamboo and string, which we've already used, the amethyst shard to make more, and our obsidian, which is going to be really important today, are all going to go in this row. Along with that, I've got what I'm calling redstone components over there. Over here, I've got some of my fully crafted things. There's no further crafting. A lot of my wood's here, some of my stone and dirt and all that's here, and we'll fill in the rest of this as we go. But when I decide to make things in the future, that'll make it so that I can quickly and easily come in to make them. All right. Now there's one other important thing we need for an enchanting room, and that's going to be a enchanting table. Now this right here, I set this aside. I got it off camera. This is actually our first diamond that we had gotten in this world. And one of the important key ingredients, oh, I got a little too far ahead of myself. Haha, I need some paper again. I need a couple of books too. Boop, 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 boop. Nope, right there. All right. One of the key ingredients for an enchanting table is going to be a diamond, as well as a couple of books and some obsidian here. All right, let's just go in. Boom. Let's go ahead and make that. We don't need that many, but I'll end up using them for something else down the road. Now I should have. Should have. Do I need 2 diamonds for this? Hold on. The enchanting table. I need 2 diamonds. All right. So that's not a problem. We're going to put our first diamond in there, and then I've actually got another one, a couple stashed in the chest over here. So we'll try that again. Boom. Enchanting table. All right. So we got our enchanting table. We got our bookshelves. And we've got a room to start setting things up. So one of the things to know about an enchanting table right off the bat, once you set it down, you cannot pick it up unless you have Silk Touch. We do not. So where we place this at this moment is going to be a big decision. It's a big step. I'm actually just going to put it right here. And what we can see when we right click it is it's got an interface. Now we'll just use some books for an example right now. You can see when you put it on there, it gives us different enchantments. It doesn't tell us what each of them does, but a quick search online will give you a rundown of the various enchantments that you can get. Now, as you can see, these are all like Smite 1, Power 1, Projectile Protection 1, right? We don't care about level 1 stuff. We want big enchantments, and we want it now, right? So we can start putting down some bookshelves here. Let's see. Okay, you see that little particle effect that's starting to fly by? That means our table's leveled up a little bit. So if we come in with our book, just maybe, okay, there we go. Smite 2, still got some level 1 stuff, and that has upgraded our enchanting setup just a little bit. All right, 3. I think that should be enough. Hold on. Yeah, okay, there we go. Now we're up to level 2 and 3 stuff. And this is exactly what we're going for. All right, now we're going to enchant some stuff up. And in order to do that, I'm going to need my lapis. Where did oh, yes, I left my lapis in that room, actually, in one of these barrels, I believe. No, yep, there we go. So we're going to need some lapis. And we're going to need the stuff we're going to enchant to get started. Now, once you enchant something, you can add to what's already on it with books. So they're important. But the only time the enchanting table actually works is when it is the first thing that you're putting on your piece of equipment. Now, in this case, our pick right here is completely brand new. I haven't made it. Now, some of the things that I was looking at, I've got Unbreaking, so it'll last forever. We've got Mending, so it'll keep healing itself, which is fantastic. And we've got some Fortune on it, which is also really good. The one thing I didn't have, and I just got lucky here, was Efficiency. All right. So really, I want Efficiency 5, but this is a good start. So we'll go ahead and take that Efficiency 3. Sometimes you'll get bonus enchantments on this as well, which will make things a little bit better. Now, let's go to my books. I think if I remember right, yeah, there's an efficiency 4, and I thought I had another efficiency 3 in. There we go, efficiency 3. All right, so we can make ourselves an almost perfect pick. In order to do this, we're actually going to come back to this anvil, which I had showed off at the end of the last episode. And what we can do is we put it up here. Now, it's going to require levels to add these different features on here. But we can start getting cracking on it. So now we have our fortune, we have our unbreaking, and we have our mending. Now, I started with 32 levels, so I'm already down half of my levels to begin with. Now, the one thing, I want efficiency 5 on here. And the cool thing, since the pick has efficiency 3 on it, and this book does as well, it'll turn this into efficiency 4, and then I can take this efficiency 4 book after I go get some more levels, and I can turn this pick into an efficiency 5. The one thing that I do want as well is Fortune 3, which will give us even more bonus items when we mine with this. So we'll be doing fantastic. But anyway, that is it as far as our enchanting setup, how some of the books work. And if I wanted to enchant a book now, you need so many levels in order to get up to some of this stuff here. But actually, did I have one extra bookshelf? Yeah, one extra bookshelf. We're going to put it right here. Boom. But yeah, you need so many levels to get to anything that you're going to upgrade. 30 is the most that you need for any one of these, but it does consume levels as you do it. Plus, you're also going to need your lapis here. But with that, I'm going to go collect a few more levels, keep working on a few more things with our tools, and we're going to start working on getting kitted up fully and properly. So I was about to head off, do some more fishing, and collect some experience, but I had a thought. We have a zombie spawner. So we can actually go ahead, set that up today to start collecting a little experience off of it. I don't have everything I need to do it the way I want to yet, but we can get the beginning of it started up. To get it going exactly the way we want it, I'm actually going to have to go to the Nether. And the Nether's actually not that bad of a place. I know some people complain about it, but, I kind of enjoy it in there. But before we go, I figured we need ourselves some work clothes. And we got all that extra leather after we set up our bookshelf here. So you know what? I think it's time to make ourselves a nice little work outfit. And to do that, I've actually gone around. I've collected myself some flowers from the local area. And I think it should be able to kit us out the way we want. So obviously, we're going to need a new pair of boots. We're going to need some pants, a shirt, and a hat. All right, and I am missing one thing in my inventory that I'm gonna need. I think I brought some up here at some point. Was it in my craftable section? Yeah, ink sacks. So ink sacks will actually give you black dye. And in a single player world, that's probably all you're going to need to get it. But obviously, if we're going to be working in the mines, we're going to need some black leather boots. All right, and let's get those on. Let's get rid of our old nasty dirty boots. But the way I got those ink sacks is while I was down fishing, actually. The squid spawn in a river. And since I was in the river there, they occasionally decided to try and come up on shore to see me, and they don't live outside of the water very well. Which means they had a little trouble breathing and they perished, leaving behind some ink sacks for me. But that's going to be the easiest way to get a little bit of black dye early on in the game. And it's probably, for the most part, going to be adequate for everything that you're going to need. Now let's see, if we're going to go do some construction, I think we need ourselves a yellow safety cap. This is kind of blue collar style work, so I think we can go ahead and make ourselves up a nice blue shirt. And last but not least, let's go with some orange for the pants because you know they're our safety pants. All right, I'm going to go ahead get geared up right here with our brand new fantastic clothes, all ready for the mines. We're going to go down. We're going to make ourselves an experienced grinder so we can start getting things faster than we already are and everything. So let me grab a few more things, get set up, and I'll meet you down in that hole where we've got our mine started and set up. All right, welcome back to the zombie spawner room that we had found previously as we were digging around. Today, we're going to go ahead and turn this into some experience, which is one of the best uses for these. Additionally to that, they do drop some items, though most of it's going to be rotting flesh, which, unless you got the right kind of villager to trade for it, isn't really going to do you a whole lot of good. But they do have some other things. They can drop a little bit of iron here and there, sometimes some weapons that you can repair up and get going for you, occasional armor pieces and things like that. But to get started on this is actually a really simple early game thing to do. Almost no materials required, unless you want the one drop kill mechanic, which requires a little trip to the nether. We'll set that up in another episode, though. So what we need to do is come in here and take a look at our room. You need 4 spaces in every direction from where your spawner is. And that includes up and down as well. All right, so we're just going to come in, nice upgraded pick. So much faster than the cobblestone ones that we've been using up to this point. And we're going to mine this room out. You should, if I believe, or if I remember correctly, yeah, have a square room to begin with. So we're going to take it out by 1 in every direction, which does sadly mean I'm going to have to reroute my stairwell to get further into my deep mines here at some point. But for the moment, we should be all right. We do have a little bit of a cave back here. My temptation to explore is always great, but we're gonna leave that alone for now. We'll come back and we'll do that another time. But here we go. Okay, so that's out by 4. And this is going to be a purely functional thing, so we'll just use some of the resources that we're getting from this room to start setting some of this up. So that's out to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to have to dig down, so we're not going to fill that in. And we're going to dig this wall out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And then after I got this squared out, I will dig out the ceiling real quick. Since we're here, I can reach it easily still. If I start digging down and forget about it, then I'll have to get some scaffolding or something like that, which is just going to derail us, take up a little more time than we want for something simple and basic like this. All right, we're going to want to close up this wall here. Worth mentioning, if you're going to want to see inside of this room, there is a way to do it. But the room does require you not have any light in here for it to be able to function. Now, that way to do it is a new addition related to those amethyst shards I was looking at the other day. You can use them along with some glass, which you can get by cooking sand in a furnace, or some trading with villagers. I believe it's actually the librarians that'll trade glass, if I remember correctly. And you can create tinted glass. It does take a lot of shards, but once you have a fortune pick, like we've got here now, it's not really too intensive. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and close up this ceiling. All right. And I'll come back here in a little bit with the stairwell, do some work there. Let's see. But yeah, so since this is going to be a purely functional room, I really don't care at all about how this looks right now. But the easiest time to decorate this, if you want an aesthetically pleasing room, is going to be before you turn the spawner on. It's possible to do it after, you just have to reintroduce light and it'll turn the spawner off like we have here. But that's going to take some time. I personally will eventually do it. I do like even my farms to have some aesthetically pleasing aspects to them. If I'm going to be here a lot, I don't want to just stare into an ugly box. Alright, boom, 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 digging a hole. But for now, we're going to focus on getting this purely functional. Alright, now I'm going to let you go. I'm going to finish digging this hole down, gather a couple of resources I don't have on hand at this exact moment, and then we'll get back to getting this thing finished, set up, and turned on. All right, I've got my hole kind of dug out. I've got to start to an area where I'm probably going to be killing the zombies, and everything is good, set up, and starting to get ready to go. So I came back up because I'm going to need some water for this. I've only got one bucket, so sometimes that can be a little bit of an issue, but I got a little trick to show you for that. So if you'll join me as we come back down, eventually I'm going to pretty this up. But it's not a high priority yet because I haven't really done much down here. There's still those couple of dark caves off to the side that I've talked about previously. I haven't explored them at all yet. I had actually intended to see about finding some diamonds, and then I was like, well, maybe it's best if I wait. That geode's up there. I still haven't really done anything with it yet. That's coming soon. In fact, it's going to be a lot sooner because of what we're doing down here today. Now, I only actually think I should need 2 sources of water, one in each of these corners. I am going to close that up here in just a minute. But one of the things you can do, I've already placed a water down right there. And you can see because it's pushing me in this corner. Now, if you place it in the opposite corner of a little square hole, it makes an infinite water source. No matter how many times I take this water now, and it doesn't matter what I do with it, it'll fill back up. So I've got as much water to work with as I need. So let's go ahead and take this down already. And you know what? I usually don't collect it because I'm usually too far into a world to worry about ore. But we're still early game. We're poor. All right, so let's go ahead and fill that hole back up. Gold in particular too. If you know a few things about this game, there's actually ways to get as much of it as you'd like. All right, so we did dig our hole. 4 above it, 4 to each side, and 4 down from this spawner. And that's going to create an area where these guys are going to spawn from. Usually I would use water sources to direct them into a place, bring them into some kind of an elevator, shoot them way high, and then drop them back down. The reason I do that is they take fall damage. But we don't really have the stuff that I would usually use. Oh, huh. There's a abandoned mine shaft. Oh, cool. Actually, this might be really close to those spider spawners, now that I think about it. Huh. That's worth investigating later. I'll just have to keep that in mind. I do know that there's an abandoned mine shaft roughly under here. I don't know exactly how far it extends and goes. I haven't excavated it too much or explored it, just because I've been prioritizing other things. Alright, let's put a floor back in here. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig out these end pieces right here, which will start making the water flow down. Oh. Of course. I might have to redo part of this. Alright. The hole continued. Okay, yes. So that brings that over here. And then I'll do the same thing over here. You may notice it seems like I'm mining a little bit slower than I was just a moment ago. And that's because I'm in water now. Alright, 1, 2. Let's come back to right here. Alright, zombies should be too tall. Alright, so they'll land right here. And I don't want them to be able to jump up. I'm actually going to dig this down. I want to be below where my zombies are when I'm attacking them. And that'll give me the ability to hit them without necessarily getting hit. I think... I don't know. I might have to adjust that. We'll see here in a few minutes. Let's see. Let's go ahead and seal up the rest of this room now. I've only got... Okay. Just the one torch up there. I am going to make this all pretty and beautified at some point in the near future. I don't know exactly when the near future is, though, so we'll worry about it when we get that far. Now, can I place scaffolding in water? I can. Haha. Fantastic. Alright, so we'll get up here. Now, as soon as I put this out, this room should be basically completely dark, so I should start having zombies spawning right away. I'm going to run out the hole that I'm going to feed them into, and then I'm going to place a block where I just mine that one out of. So, go! Ah! Zombies! Oh, this was a terrible idea. Okay, I'm going to respawn back up at my bed. So it's going to take me a minute to run down here. But I will join back up with you once I recollect my items. And we can finish off the spawner and make sure it works the way that I want it to. Alright, I managed to run back down here, grab my stuff, get everything back. You know, most importantly, the safety pants, of course. We got our hat, we got this, we got our pick back, which was really all we had that we cared about, other than this efficiency book, which is part of the reason that we did this. But now, as you can see, I've got this set up in such a way that these guys come over here. Now, I actually just had a thought relating to that guy. That was scary. Alright. Yeah, the children are only 1 block tall. They can get through there. That was a slight oversight. So let's go ahead and change our little stairwell here to get down. Now we're down below them. Now we can come down here and we can just start whacking these guys. And we're going to modify this so that we've got the water elevator and we can lift them up and drop them back down here later. But for right now, some really early game experience. This is brilliant, beautiful, fantastic. Oh, just dropped some... Oh, we got a chainmail helmet. Excellent. Excellent. Alright, we'll put that up there. We'll put that there. So I'm going to go ahead and keep beating these guys up for a while. We'll get that pick finished. One thing I am doing right now is I just threw together a cobble sword really fast in a panic. Because when I came back down here, the zombies were in the room and I had to hurry. So that was bad and terrifying. You know what? I might... Actually, if I can... Quick enough... Alright. I think if I can, I want to move this back just a block. Oh, wasn't fast enough. Because the water stream actually ends one before where they're standing right now, which means that they're coming onto this solid block. If I move it back by one, I should be able to get any items they drop. to just flow straight down onto me. I'm tired of looking up. I can put a slab there. There we go. Not fast enough. All right, I'll work on that here off camera. All right, we smashed ourselves up some zombies. We've gotten some more experience, and we're going to throw that other book on this pick. It only took us, a dozen or so cobblestone swords to get that far. But I do actually have a solution in store for us so that we can keep smashing it up, get that experience, and start getting all kitted out with our gear. All right, but before we worry about any of that, let's come on over to our nifty, swifty, trusty anvil. We've got our efficiency 4 pick with our efficiency 4 book, and boom, the only thing I need to be on the lookout for now is something with fortune 2 on it, which will let us get cracking even further and harder. But now I did find something else while I was fishing. Let's see here. So, Sweeping Edge will let me hit a whole bunch of monsters at the same time for the whole swing. So that's a great thing on a sword. And having something that's sharp would be good too. So we got some sharpness there. And then, oh, what's this? We have another mending book that I fished up. It's the one that I got at the beginning of the episode, which I had already showed off. But we're going to go ahead and utilize these in order to make ourselves a better sword. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to come over to our crafting table, and we're going to give ourselves that new sword. And, oh, you know what? We just got this enchanting table. Okay, we can already put sharpness 3 on it. That should give us a bit of a head start. Oh, but, decisions now. I think I'm going to go ahead and just enchant this with what I have on me right now. And the reason being is because those zombies, they take a little while to kill, right? So at the very least, I'm going to go ahead and get myself my mending. All right, where's our sword? Here's our mending book. It's only going to cost us 4 levels, so that means I'm not going to have to keep replacing swords. It's also got knockback, which for the spawner setup, I'm going to have to reconfigure it a little bit, I think, because it's going to push them way back into the area they spawn in, and that's going to slow me down on things. But that's fine. Now let's see, what else? Let's go ahead, let's see if it'll let me put my Sweeping Edge on here right now. And 7 levels, perfect. And the more books you put on, the more expensive it's going to get. So to put sharpness 3 on it now, it's going to cost me 6 levels. But that is going to be our Zombie Slayer for now. But anyway, it's been a great ride starting to get this set up. I'm going to go ahead and finish decorating this room up off camera. Probably put in a table, a couple of potted plants, maybe a hanging light, get rid of this torch. I don't like torches as a light source. And probably do a little bit of work on our workshop back here to give us a place to keep throwing these books on as we find them. And we'll get to a little bit more of the interior decorating, make this place actually feel homey here in the near future. But with that, it's been fantastic. I'm glad you came along for the ride with me. And we're going to get into some more stuff on the next episode, where I think we're going to go ahead and properly kit ourselves the rest of the way out. Probably not going to have mending right off the bat. The fact that I even got 2 of those books already is kind of mind-boggling to me. So we're already way ahead of the game in where I was expecting to be. But we should be able to get ourselves some better armor so that we can get into some of the caves, maybe tackle the Nether in the near future, and all of that. But anyway, I will see you tomorrow in the next episode. Thanks for stopping by.